Perfect. What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. All that good shit. Yeah. Cool. Glad to have you here. Awesome. Great. All that good stuff. Yeah, whatever. Hope you're doing great. I hope it's terrific there. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. Man, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. If you're not familiar with the den, do not call the den line because that shit is not open yet. What's the motherfucking deal? I hope you all doing well. I hope you all having a throw Thursday. I hope y'all are all Gucci. I hope y'all are good. I hope everything is well. Again, like I say, we're going to talk about society. We're going to talk about substance in society. We're going to talk about how society lost its substance. We're just going to talk about a bunch of bullshit that society supports these days. We're just going to get your opinions on it. Like I said, I'm going to talk my shit. We're going to open up the den line. We're going to take some calls. And like I said, we're just going to do a bunch of very interesting things. So what do we got? Who we have joined us with the friends of the den? I see JR. I see 335. I see Mr. Rabbit, Mr. Zaxby's. And yeah, so we are going to discuss some things this evening. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. If you don't know, now you know. Good. Don't be like Jay Bird and skip your finals. Go to your finals. Take your fucking tests. It's the fucking reason you go to school all goddamn semester. Take some stupid ass tests that prove absolutely nothing. But hey, you got to do it. That's the way the system is. That's the way society is. I can't tell you why it was so fucking easy. I didn't see it. I didn't make the test. So, but again, like I said, I hope y'all are doing good, man. But we're going to talk about society, and is society lacking substance? We're going to talk about, and this really kind of stemmed from the conversation we were having last night, and I think that might not be a bad idea to kind of push the next topic from conversation we had the night before, just to keep the conversation going. But what we were talking about last night was about music briefly, and we were just saying how this new music has no substance because they're not really talking about anything. And I know some names were mentioned, Joyner, Lucas, and a couple other names were mentioned and discussed about, guys who were actually talking about some things, and those guys are few and far in between these days. But you definitely, if you're checking for them, there are some talented younger rappers, not as many, but some of them they're young and they're talented. So looking at that, with that being said, it's not all about rap music is what I'm talking about, substance. If you see from the thumbnail, you see a chick holding the phone, taking a selfie. And, there's a thing that people, well, not a thing, there's a study that was saying that basically people feel like they've accomplished something when they take selfies, or the fact that, you know, when you post a selfie and then you get the likes and all that stuff like that. You say I have to make a 3.0 GPA or higher to make it to your age. Oh, you got it. You know, ain't no pray for you. You got it. If you look, I believe in you. You can do it. Ain't no questioning it. Just do it. You know, focus and dedication. You'll get to the situation. But like I say, you know, that taking a selfie, posting a picture, getting likes from something as simple as eating food, or, you know, taking a picture by somebody else's car, or you see people nowadays who will take a selfie, or women. This is something that women do. I hope dudes don't do this, but I'm sure there are some that do it. Women will go to the store, and these motherfuckers who probably built brands off of this thing, they go to the store in the dressing room and they'll try on clothes. Don't even have to buy the clothes. Just try the clothes on and take pictures. And people give them compliments and likes and, you know, things of that nature for trying on clothes. And I'm just like, oh, my goodness. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that that's how you could get on these days, is by, I hate these fucking neighbors, fucking goofballs. But again, like, you can get on by just taking fucking pictures. You can just get on by fucking, I mean, nothing. And people give you attention. So you could be broke as long as you have a phone. You can go to the store and try on combinations of outfits daily. And fucking, yeah, look, if you go, like, man, yeah, I mean, shit, look, if you're going to try them on, at least steal them motherfuckers. If you get, you look, I guess that's how they determine which ones they're going to steal. You know, okay, whichever one of these outfits gets the most likes, I will, this is the one I'll steal, and I'll wear it to the party this weekend. I mean, I don't know what the fuck these hoes are doing, man. And it's like I say, yeah, dudes renting Lambos for stunt fat. I mean, it's, you don't have to fucking accomplish anything anymore. You know, it's, you get credibility for half-assing it. And so you're going to rent a dead ass. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be those guys. But again, like nowadays, because of the internet and the way it is, social media and shit like that, you get credibility for pretending. You know, I thought pretending was the thing that was supposed to stop after you were a kid. You know, let's see, what you got to do is you got to go to the Zaxby's drive-through with a BBW in the Lambo. You got to have the doors up. Have her dripping barbecue sauce off herself. And then go tell bitches, hey, you down with this shit? And then when they get ready to get to the car, you skirt. No, I don't know. I'm talking crazy. But anyway, but the thing about it is, and again, but you'll catch a whole bunch of bitches will probably be on your jock because they see a car or something. If you posted you driving around, and who's the dude? It's oh man, I just seen the weirdo that hello T'Challa. The weirdo, it's a weird rapper dude. He's a SoundCloud rapper, but basically he was doing a bunch of that shit. And you know, again, like I said, you get merit for nothing, for a lack in credibility. He basically went in and rented a fucking, Baker, man, what's the motherfucking deal? He rented like a Lambo or something and was fucking driving and talking about, oh yeah, you broke boys, y'all was saying this, and y'all was saying y'all some broke boys and all this other shit. The one who said he had a clone, that guy, the real weirdo, and he's got like he's got some weird shit going on in his background. He's a very suspect character, if you will. I'm not saying suspect in the normal term of suspect, but he's like a suspect. He beat up a fucking, I think he had like a child endangerment or some type of shit on his a record. And he's really like my age. That's why you gotta hate people. You just really gotta hate people. Stupid shit like that. But my thing is, again, you get validated for nothing. You get validated for being, I don't know, somebody peeling out in the fucking in the parking lot. This is why I'm telling you, I'll start on the first. I'm gonna go back to cutting off the super chats. I'm gonna start a fucking GoFundMe. We're just gonna, everything that the super chats is gonna go into the GoFundMe. We're going to get a real location. That's going to be the mission next year. So that way we can avoid all this. That's what I was waiting on. I was waiting for the fucking the crashing sound. I was actually hoping, depending on where the crash came from, hoping to hear the crashing sound. But again, it is what it is. So, but like I say, we gotta the mission next year. Like I say, we're gonna ride this year out. But the mission next year, starting from the first, is going to be to solidify a fucking. We're gonna get the South Sports Studios on location, a real legitimate location. Yeah, if they would have came crashed through the garage, then you would have seen. But I just took the camera. Let me just turn this around. Now watch what happens. So, but my thing, like I said, is just that nowadays you get merit for nothing. Again, for faking it, for flaws, for acting like you have something. You get merit for these rappers who will go and get fake chains and just do all this other stuff, lying about things you never did, and just all this shit that people give people brownie points for, when in reality, it's worthless. And so this is what I'm saying is, society used to be about something. It used to be more representative of the hard workers or the people who, grinded to get where they're at. But now it's not about any of that. It's just people want to look a certain way. They want to dress a certain way. They want to act like they have money without actually having to work to get the money. And a lot of people are wanting to sell out to do whatever it takes. And I'm not even just saying, like in the racial sense, but I'm just saying, sell their souls to anybody. And then you see these motherfuckers, like all the YouTubers who were with a lot of these MCNs, and MCNs were taking all their money, but just to be a part of something, or just to think, you're going to make some money or whatever it may be. And, and like I understand, because if you listen to, some of the, the more prominent motivational speakers and things like that, they'll tell you, in a sense, they'll tell you certain things about faking it till you make it, imagining that you're there, live like you're in that be in that mind state. But they're not telling you to go out and lie to people about a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? I got the stamp stuff. And look, I just want to look like I got stamps. So can I get to that level? But you know what I'm saying? The thing is, trust me, there's more than one lighter. I still got a collection from when I was burning the ganja. But like I say, the thing about it is, like nowadays people want to give off this false appearance. And the thing about it, and why I say substance, is because you can give off an appearance, you can give off a look. But then when people dig deeper into that and to see what it's really about, they see that there's nothing there. And so, and that's what people got to comprehend. That's what people have to understand, is it's not about the look. And that's what so many people, they only see face value. They don't, see what is it? Skin deep, if you will. Like I talk about motherfuckers out here, they see, people who do well in business, or they see people who are leaders in society, and they want to be in their position, but they don't understand what it took to get to that position. They don't understand, integrity. They don't understand morals. They don't understand, what some of these people did to garner their spot in life. Some people just say, oh, well, it's because of this and because of that. And then they make it seem so simple. But the case is, if it was that simple, then why aren't you doing it? Why haven't you done that simple thing, since it's just that, and getting the same lot in life that they have? Because most people, one, don't even want to do that, but two, don't want to acknowledge the work it takes to really be about something, to build something, to create, to be consistent. It's not an easy thing to do. And so, like I say, talk is very cheap, but the work is very hard. And so I think a lot of people, they just see the end result. They don't understand, the foundation that was built. You see like Steve Harvey or something. You don't see the times that he was homeless and he was going through it. You see Jim Carrey. There's a lot of motherfuckers who went through a lot of shit to try to pursue their dream, but they had hard times happen to them. And people don't ever acknowledge that. They just see now, oh, he ain't this and he ain't that, but you don't see the work he puts in behind the scenes to get where he is, to maintain where he is, the levels to get in there. Even the little Hart dude, I don't really care for him. I don't think he's funny, but the dude works very hard at what he does, you know. And so I give him respect for that. I respect his business acumen. I respect what he does to get in his position. But you have to understand that these guys are where they are, or they stay on top because of that work ethic. Because you could think about it like, you look at a guy like Mike Epps. You look at a guy like maybe a D-Ray or something like this. These guys are funny. They're very funny comedians. These guys have, well, I wouldn't say D-Ray might not have the same fan base, but Mike Epps was in the Fridays, and the Fridays are probably some of the biggest movies, probably bigger than a lot of the majority of movies that Kevin Hart has been in, or before he really got on, were bigger than, I didn't mention, were bigger than anything that he had been in. So why doesn't Mike Epps have the same level of fan base? Why doesn't Mike Epps continue to do the same level of stuff that Kevin Hart is doing, instead of being mad and being salty at Kevin Hart and kind of low-key throwing shade and hating on him, you know, from time to time? Why isn't Mike Epps in that same position? Why isn't Mike Epps in a position to put other comedians on, other undiscovered? Because when he had his shine, he didn't take it and run with it. What he did was take it and maybe ran it up his nose or smoked it up. I don't know. I just know he liked to get fucked up. He'd be a little throwed off sometimes. And I'm not saying that he's a drug addict or anything like that, but he partied, I'm sure, more than he worked. And I think that's probably part of it. And yeah, I can understand the game, but even with that though, you look at Mike Epps' stand-ups, right? The consistency in his stand-ups is not even the same. Kevin Hart, don't like him, don't really think he's funny, but he's consistent. Mike Epps, it was a couple of years back, he had that one stand-up. He actually had like two stand-ups that were kind of like that, where he starts off and it's slow as fuck, and you're almost like, man, I really don't kind of want to watch this shit. Ain't even that funny. And then, you know, it kind of picks up here and there, you know, and then it gets a little bit funnier. But it starts off kind of sluggish, or the jokes are just kind of, it just seemed like he just kind of reaching in his head, just picking a little bit of this and picking a little bit. It doesn't seem like it has, you know, the fluidity to it doesn't flow like a normal comedian does. And so you sit there and you wonder, like, why not? And again, this is not just to hit here and hate on Mike Epps, but I'm just saying, what's the motherfucking deal, Jay Dizzle? But this is not just to hate on Mike Epps, but I'm talking about work and effort and you know, substance behind what people do and why people get to where they are. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I don't mind the freestyle. Like, if you're natural and you just got it, but at the same time, if you're putting on a show for people and they paying, you know, $40-$50 to come see you, come on, man. They kind of want to see, you know, they want some flow. They want their shit to be consistent. They don't want a joke every 3-4 minutes. You know, they want the jokes to be kind of hidden, you know, or at least have a segue or something like that. And is society lacking? You voted for Baylor. It might be. You might be right, Baylor. I don't know. I ain't gonna give you no answers. Might be, might not. But what I'm saying is, just kind of in that instance, and just to give an example of people taking advantage of their opportunities and working with it. You look at, like I say, some of these rappers. Who's the one? You look at some of these rappers, and again, you start off as one-hit wonders, or they are one-hit wonders, but they have big, huge hits, and then you wonder, like, well, why don't these people ever? Why don't they have, you know, sustainable careers? Because they think that one hit is going to be all it is. They don't work on anything new. They just had that one hit song, and a lot of them have probably stole that one hit song, and so that's why they can't recreate that shit. They probably stole that shit down. That's fucked up. Bento before Balin, ain't that a bitch? That's a campaign slogan right there. But like I say, you know, like Young Ma or whatever. I think she made another one, but she stole that song. They showed the song, she stole off that shit. But my thing is, you have to look at like these people, and again, they have the opportunities, but they don't work at it. Because Young Ma had a big, huge hit, that ooh shit, okay? And I thought that shit was kind of whack. I really don't care for her raps that much, but whatever. And but then why didn't she continue to have success after that? But then you see a guy, or you see somebody like I don't know, I'm trying to think of somebody, but you see like some of these little like mixtape rappers or whatever that had to kind of grind to get on, and they just come with it back to back, and they just keep dropping a bunch of fucking songs. You know, they get a big hit, they start dropping another song. Okay, they own this and this with such, they doing this and this, because they know that their time is limited, and they know that you have to take that energy, you have to feed off the energy of when you were successful. You know, you got to keep that energy flowing. Like, you can't ride a wave and then the wave die out, crash on the beach, and then you just think you finna hop it from the sand and you finna just do it again. Like, no, you ride that wave and you catch another one and you catch another one and you continue to ride that bitch, man. But what a lot of these people do is, you know, they get a chance, they drop one hit song, and that's it. That's the end of their career. You never hear anything from them again because they just happy about that little energy that they're getting, you know, or they're lacking the ability to, you know, to recreate. So I think that's something that you have to, you know, take into consideration. But as we're saying, getting back to substance and what's worthwhile and what's not, I kind of want to talk about what is to blame, who is to blame, why is it that nowadays things that you do don't really matter. You know, like I said, we talked about the selfie situation and how you can fucking, again, you could fucking go to a store and try on a bunch of clothes in a fucking dressing room and get a bunch of likes and feel like you did something. But now you can go to, you know, take a picture of your food, get a bunch of likes, you felt like you did something, even though it was some shitty food you ate. Or, you know, it's just, is it the phone? Did the phone change the game? Did the internet change the game? Did, you know, what we were watching on TV is what the media pushing forward? Did that change the game? You know, because remember, it used to be big on, what was that shit they used to, I don't know if they still do it, like I said, because I stopped watching shit like, you know, VH1 and MTV and BET all around the same time. But it used to be real big on fucking VH1. Kind of, it wasn't Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, but it would be something kind of like that they used to do. And did that change the game? Is that what made people start fucking wanting all this petty shit, want to just show this shit off cribs? When niggas was renting houses and saying it was theirs, shit wasn't even their house and shit like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what created this culture of trying to, you know, basically be fugazi? I was trying hard to hit 100 on IG and I stopped. It was dumb, to be honest. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You can go for it. The thing about that is momentum too, because it's like the bigger you get, then the more people start following, because people are goofy, dog. People like I told you, somebody told me this stuff a while back. It was another project I was working on a few years back, and the guy was basically saying, he's like, you got to understand that people are stupid, and not saying that to be an insult to everybody, but people are stupid. He was just saying, like, because we was talking about getting a club going a couple of years back, and we were looking at some properties and some things like that, and the guy was like, man, to be honest with you, you'd be better off getting a smaller property instead of a bigger one, even though you figure like, yeah, you can get it pumping, you can get it jumping, and you could have it packed up. But the reason why is because if you get a smaller building, let's say you get a building that fits 300 people, right? And you had that building packed every fucking night with 300 people, and when people pull up, you know, it's 250 people already in there, and it's almost standing room only, and people look at it, they be like, damn, this bitch jumping. You know, even though it may only be like, you know, 300 people. And that could be still significant depending on, you know, what you're doing. But then you get a building that, say, fits 1,500 people, and you getting your night just going, and you might have 300 motherfuckers already off the bat ready to be up in that bitch. But then, you know, people come and they see it, or they see the parking lot or whatever, it just doesn't look as full, or it doesn't look like it's as many people taking up space. The image doesn't look as good. So, you know, I think that's something you have to consider. Like, it doesn't look as good. So the perception of a lot of shit is what has changed, I think. You say people start tuning in more for drama instead of subject, and then that's the thing. So why are people all about the drama? Like, again, it's about glitz, glamour, and drama, like shit you want to be envious of, and then you want to see. I think what it is people want to see people want to see nice things and be mad about it because they don't have it in their life, or they want to complain about that their life ain't as good as such and such because somebody has nice stuff. Again, you're not knowing what that person has had to do to get that. And then people want to see drama because they want to see people worse off than themselves. You know what I'm saying? I think that's part of it. You know what I mean? I think that's an issue too. You know what I mean? So people want to see people who are doing better than them do worse than them. It makes them feel good inside slightly. So I think that's why they like the drama, or they love peering into other people's lives. I've never been big on that shit. I've never been a person who's been a fan. Like, I don't give a fuck what's going on with people I fucking know, much less wanting to give a fuck about some fucking celebrities, man. Like, honestly, you know, we'll have the conversation here, but in reality, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't. I mean, it could be something to talk about, but I really, truly, honestly don't give a shit about what the fucking celebrities are doing. Let's say, 10 people watching, only 3 people chatting. Well, sometimes people just listen in. A lot of people like to just listen, you know, and if they figure something they want to jump in on, they'll chime in or they'll call in. We open up the line. We'll open up the line here about 5 minutes or so. But again, so like I say, you have, you know, these skewed mentalities. So is it how people naturally already were inside, and just people in these companies figured out, well, hey, people really lack substance as it is, so we're just going to give them a bunch of bullshit. We're going to give them a bunch of drama on TV, a bunch of, you know, bullshit that has no merit, because that's what people want. Or that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm throwing it out there. I want to hear people's opinions. I want to know how people feel. What do they think these things originated from? Of course, we don't ever really know the answer. We don't have the facilities and the studies and the financial backing from sponsors and things of that nature to go out and do the studies. But, you know, I just want to know what the people think. And that's what it's ultimately about. Like, what do the people feel? You know, how do the people feel what originated these things in their own opinions? And so, again, like I say, I just look at it and you wonder, you know, you look at the new things that people gravitate towards. You know, is it the short attention span? What always catches people's attentions? The answer to the automated question. Let me see what's some of these are things that we mentioned in chats and shit. I need to start actually putting some new ones. Well, I haven't changed these up since the fucking beginning. So yeah, I definitely need to do that. Oh yeah, the Shaq Kush one. Now you had to be on the mixer to see that one. I forgot the time. It was like, I need to change that. I forgot it myself. I want to say the Shaq Kush was like 1 hour, 24 minutes and 4 seconds or something like that. And it was just supposed to be the time into the stream. I forgot all about that. I don't think that stream exists anymore. I hope it doesn't. But I think somebody still has it on their Instagram. That was terrible. We forgot all about it. I forgot all about that. Now I just saw the question there. It brings back bad memories. Brings back nightmares. It was horrible. That might have been one of the last times I ever played PUBG with Shaq Kush. Oh, that's what it was? Oh, man. It was 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 27 seconds. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was bad for everybody involved, man. It was bad for... Then she had the nerve to blame that shit on Scotty. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So you want to quit for the year? Shit, you can quit. I mean, you got about 10 more days, 11 more days. Shit, quit for 2 weeks. Yeah, I ain't gonna look. We gonna come up with something. I'm gonna come up with some new questions about a new year and try to be more frequent with rotating them and shit like that. But again, you know, my thing is this: are people just naturally man, he said we're gonna change the game on it. Man, I seen some of those. I saw the video you said, man. I watched. I was actually just watching right before the stream, and that was pretty interesting. And I like Westbrook, so I don't want to get too critical on it. But you know what it is. Say the best rapper of this generation. I mean, and what is the generation? And that's what I'm like. I'm not sure. Like, is it rappers who are still relevant now, even though they could be younger or older, or is it, you know, just during this time period? Is it an age factor? Like, you know, what is that? Like, what counts as the generation? What do you know, if you could define that for me? Because if you said generation, we're talking about, well, best rapper under 30 or best rapper who just came out, because there's some niggas who came out more recently and they're a little bit older. They just as old as some older rappers who ain't rapping no more, but they're more relevant now. Mello, what's the motherfucking deal? I'm gonna be honest right now. I don't think Eminem is of this generation, because Eminem's best music was probably in the 2000s. I don't know so much about the 2010s. And Eminem been out for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we were talking about too, you know, about the substance in rap music. Substance in music, period, because it's not even rap music. Like, think about old R&B. And this is one of the things that when I first started really realizing that music has changed up. Old R&B, it used to be all about fucking, but it was subtle, you know? They were discreet in the terminology that they used, so that's just that the common ear, your common square, wouldn't know what they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? They used to finesse it a little bit, but now R&B's, I want to fuck you, bitch. Yeah, I want to fuck you now. Then, you know, changing the day, ain't no subtlety to it. It's like, well, okay, we just gonna get straight to the point. Ain't no finessing the clothes off, nothing. It's just, I'm gonna rip your shit off, bitch, be naked, I'm gonna fuck you, I'm gonna leave. Fuck your best friend and all that other shit too. It's just, it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, speaking of the begging for the pussy and taking the pussy, the king of begging for the pussy, the king of R&B. Did y'all see that little shit with that little nigga and Keith Sweat? Now that was interesting. Keith Sweat looked like he was gonna whoop that little nigga ass, man. Keith Sweat had to do everything in himself to contain himself. He's like, look, you trying to play me like a hoe, man. And if I was Keith Sweat, I'd have whooped that little nigga ass, man. Like, shit. Disrespectful ass, little punk ass nigga. That's what I'm saying. This little new generation, these little niggas disrespectful like a motherfucker, man. Because that nigga Keith Sweat was in his whole own interview, getting his whole long question. This little nigga just pop up and I start talking all of this shit. Keith Sweat should have backhanded the fuck out that little nigga. Little weird nigga, Lloyd looking ass nigga. What's that fucking nigga's name? Because I've seen it in the thing. I really don't know him. I've heard some. I know I've heard something that he's made before, but he ain't even on like that. Or as far as I know, he ain't on like that to just be all in that nigga shit. Yeah, that nigga, Jacques or something like that, or however they said it. Fucking Jizz Jacuzzi. That's what the fuck it is. Yeah, I stole. I've been watching The F is for Family. Well, yeah, they was begging for it. Keith Sweat used to be begging his motherfucking ass off. And you say, Jock, I ain't never heard nothing from him. So that's what I think. And that's my thing. Like I said, I don't never even heard of the nigga to really go talk about, oh yeah, he was the old king of R&B. I'm the new king, you know, the 25 and under, you know, say I got that, and he, you know, just basically like, yeah, he got that old shit or whatever. Like, man, this nigga isn't it? And this nigga just kind of looked at him like, man, shit, back in the day, motherfucker would have slapped you in the mouth for some shit like that. See, I think pussy was better back in the day. Niggas had one nigga and 4 partners singing back up about a bitch. If they don't speak in vibes, they stop playing. 5 niggas singing by one bitch. Nowadays, shit, was one nigga singing by 5 hoes. Look, DMX the one that changed the game on that shit. That nigga fucking DMX made a whole song. Yeah, send me some shit. I'll check that out. The fucking DMX made a song about 50 bitches. Made one song about 50 different hoes. This nigga just made a song about rhyming hoes names, and that shit jam. What these bitches want from a nigga? This nigga just fucking listed a bunch of names, and that shit went hard, nigga. Like, that nigga, I'm like, that's the shit you could get away with. But like, here's the thing though with music nowadays, and why I say it just don't have no substance. And I think because the barrier of entry is so low that anybody can make anything because you have access to making the shit on your phone. You can do it digitally. Like back in the day, you had to have some talent because one, it wasn't just like, oh, delete this, start over, delete this, start over. Like shit, back in the day, nigga, you burning up tape, you recording shit, you know what I'm saying? You can't re-record over, you know. You know, don't tell me when they putting shit on vinyl and shit like that. I can only imagine. Yeah, I see that shit. That nigga there, that fucking shit was funny. That motherfucker, he said something super funny. I forgot what he said. He was talking about how he was mad because Hopkins scored. Nigga, ain't nothing wrong with your ankle. That nigga was mad, man. Oh yeah. You already know. You know, DMX ain't fucking around. DMX ain't look. That motherfucker may go to the airport and act like he's a federal agent while he on that shit. But he has certain lines he will not cross. There's certain lines even crack won't make him cross. And the thing about DMX was a beast. Like, you know, motherfuckers may think, you know, because he was all fucked up and you know, on that shit. But It's Dark and Hell is Hot is probably still one of my favorite albums. Like, that shit was good. He had a bunch of good albums. Fucking Dark as Hell is Hot, what was the other one? With Slipping on it. You say he posted his text to support it. You say Kodak kind of did the same thing. I don't know. I ain't heard that. I listened to Lil Kodak a little bit, but I ain't never heard that one. You already know. DMX was a beast, man. DMX was a goddamn fool. DMX, right now, this should be like DMX season right now, you know, because this is like when that little DMX Christmas song used to be going viral. That motherfucker there went hard. So that nigga said if that nigga ain't catching shit, he don't get paid for the. Yeah, when he said that shit was fucking funny. He's like, that nigga don't get paid for the day. So new setup kind of like, yeah, I'm trying to be a TV star, you know. Welcome to the Den television. I'm just on the old TV trying to get a feeling of being in grandma old den. Some of y'all youngsters too young. Y'all grandma got flat screens and shit. When I was in my grandma old den, she used to have the little TV on top of the big TV. You know, I'm talking about a bunch of VHSs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know nothing about that shit right there. That nigga DMX, that nigga sound just like a motherfucking dog too. The fucking DMX was a fool though. But that nigga was real though. That motherfucker. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like that shit, when niggas used to make music back in the day, it was just a different vibe. Even them East Coast niggas. Them, like Rough Riders was like the first East Coast niggas that like used to kind of jam to me. Because most East Coast niggas was just the beats was all, you know, they didn't jam. They was cool. It was alright to listen to, but as far as that shit just actually jam, just make you bob your head, just like, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, yeah, you gotta, man, finding the fucking new buttons on these TVs like trying to undo a fucking bra strap when you was a teenager. You know, you try to reach behind, you try to be all smooth and finesse that shit, you know what I'm saying? Trying to look like you know what you're doing, trying to unhook them hoes and shit. And then, you know what I'm saying, try to get that shit. But these new TVs, you got to fiddle all up under the bitch and feel all on the side and get all in the fucking little groove and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you lose the remote on a new TV, it's a wrap for you, my nigga. It's like, shit, throw the whole TV away. You lose that remote, it's done. It's done deal, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You say Wu-Tang, your all-time favorite already? I fuck with Wu-Tang a little bit. I ain't gonna say I was super hard with the Wu-Tang. I liked Method Man. You know what I'm saying? METHOD, man. Method Man was Method Man went hard. And probably, Method Man is probably, I don't know where I put this song, but probably one of my all-time favorites. It's somewhere in the top 10. That song that him and Mary J. Blige did. That fucking is, that Method Man and Mary J. Blige, You All I Need to Get By, one of my all-time favorites. These fucking goofy ass fucking neighbor. Let's see. But look, let's do this thing real quick. Let's go ahead and open up the den line. Cause I've been talking my ass off here. I'll continue to keep talking. And let me change. Hold on. Let me swap it up for y'all. Call. Let me put the. Forgot I switched it up between the streams. Cool. So you can call in 281-9011. Then don't be calling 911. It's 901 den. That's 1336. So let me see. So you heard about the Migos and Bone Thugs Harmony beefing about who's the best rap group. we had a conversation about this, and people didn't want to agree. There's actually with old Shaq. I forgot all the Cushion videos have been. I put them on lock. So, but in the old Cushion, there was a discussion. Me and Shaq Kush had a discussion about this conversation, and we were talking about mumble rap. We were talking about Migos and Bone Thugs, and I was saying that Bone Thugs was original mumble rap, and a lot of people did not agree with me on that. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. That's fine. We ain't always gonna be agreeing with everything. Yeah, Sex Faces was the shit. But I felt like Bone Thugs was original mumble rap, man. Because them niggas, let's be honest, you go repeating some try to just rap a fucking Bone Thugs line. That shit is not. It's not with clarity. You know, them niggas was going fast, but like, it's like, hold on, what the fuck is who? What is what? And niggas be putting their own words and shit up in that motherfucking shit. But I'm not saying that they did not go hard. I just felt like Bone Thugs may have been mumble rap for that generation. Because let's be honest, Bone Thugs. Hold on, we got a call coming in. Hold on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening? What's the motherfucking deal? Is Ernest?
Yeah, this is Ernest.
Okay, my fault. I had the thing kind of messed up. Okay, what you want to drop in the den tonight, Ernest?
Yeah, man. I want to comment on that. What you talking about? Bone Thugs, man. Like, I never looked at it like that, bro. But you absolutely right. They can be considered the first mumble rappers, because I was sitting there rolling, man, when you just pointed that out. Because, hey, bro, you like you say, man, pick a track, and when you try to rap that back, bro, all we do is mumble. Because so, man, you hit the nail on the head with that one, man. I never thought of that, but yeah. But on the cool though, to say we couldn't really repeat or truly understand what they were saying, they used to jam, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That Bone Thug. Yeah. But yeah, on the topic, man, is society lacking justice. This is what I think, bro, to a degree. You look at Lupe Fiasco. He had a song called Dumb It Down.
Yeah.
And to say Lupe was intellectual, bro, he came with substance in his music, he wasn't really selling like talk. You know what I'm saying? That's why he ended up fading out. So to me, that's a reflection of society, bro. Like, people don't really want that stuff that's gonna challenge you intellectually. They just want that stuff, kind of like that party stuff that make you feel good. And even on the radio, bro, I stopped listening to the radio because the older I got, I start realizing it's a lot of garbage on here, man.
Yep.
You know, but they play the same songs over and over and over to the point you eventually start bobbing your head to it. You know, I don't know why, you just do. So I think in society, man, like, when you talk about are we lacking substance, I gotta say yeah, to a great degree, but ultimately it boils down to your values, bro. Like, and that's what I realized. You know, like, I don't knock nobody, man. If you want to go to the club, do your thing, hey, that's on you. But I'm of the ilk. You know how they used to say 30 is the new 20, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm of the mind frame, like Jenny said back in the day, 30 is 30, man. If you still doing things at 30 that you was doing at 20, something wrong, man.
Exactly. Because
life is all about growth and development, man. Like, and this is where we get into the realm of the disconnect between the old and the young. Because unfortunately, in too many situations today, you got a lot of older people, bro. They older in age, but in their mindset and in their character, they really haven't matured much, man. So, and that all ties in back into the is society lacking substance. So Anyway, that's what I got, Honcho, bro. I'm gonna hang up and listen, man.
Already, Ernest, man. Another good point, as always. Appreciate the call, man. And he hit that one on the head, man. He ain't lying about that. And that was always a throwed off saying to me. And you, Dr. Rabbit, hell, you call me the fucking sauce line for. That was always a throwed off ass saying to me because, you know, you are what you are. And it's only in America. Because you look at other established societies, and you know, I don't even want to say just only in America. It might be more of a first world thing, and maybe more of a westernized first world thing. Oh man, Jay Dizzle, we on, man, that was the exact song I was just finna say. You man, we on the same page. Hey, look, see, I knew there's a reason I fuck with Jay Dizzle. He on the money on that. I couldn't stand that motherfucking song. Like, I'm finna walk out. I'm finna cut the radio out. I'm like, I'm not finna listen to you. The motherfucker jam the Laffy Taffy. It might try to trip your ass. You start dancing that shit. I found like a little video earlier. They were showing all the little dance I posted in the Den group. Again, if you're on Facebook, go join the Den group. I had posted in there, and he was a dude. He was doing all the dances from like the 80s to now. You know, he was killing that hoe. You know what I'm saying? But when that little Laffy Taffy part, I was like, God damn, I forgot all about that shit, that fucking stupid song. That shit, I hated that shit. But like I said, Ernest was on point with that, man, because, you know, 30 is 30, man. You should be happy to grow. You should be happy to develop it. And how you say, you know, we get that disconnect because you got it. You got a lot of grown ass men and women. Shit, one, if you ever been in the hood, let's be realistic. How many 50-year-old ass niggas you'd have been seen trying to rock FUBU or try to rock some old young shit, be trying to sag and have hats and shit and, you know, all this shit backwards. Just be, you must be dope fiends half the time too because they ain't never realized it. But, you know, these motherfuckers be out there trying to be young. I mean, it's like, you got to understand when your time passed, when your age is past, cool, it's over with. But embrace, you know, where you are in life. Not saying that you can't relate to, you can't listen to some of the new shit, but that's not you. That's a new generation. This is a new, let them have their wave. Don't hate on their wave. We might not fuck with you. You ain't got to fuck with it. But because it was some people saying the same shit about our age, well, that shit you fucking with dumb, but we love that shit. But again, first world westernized countries are the only countries, excuse me, are the only countries, or we're the only type of people who embrace youth instead of, you know, elderly people, or not elderly, but the wisdom that comes with age. You know, we always looking for some young motherfucker to figure it all out, but it's not fucking, he said fucking rockin' breaks to the mid-40s, still fucking with the young hoes. Some niggas be like that. Or Kelly. You know, let me find out you relate to Kells. It's Kells. That nigga was what, 40 something when he was an R&B thug still? Shit, oh, that nigga was old. Nigga, how you start R&B thugging, nigga? You was, what, nigga? What did this happen? You know what I'm saying? But it was selling. Thoya Thawing. What the fuck was that shit? R. Kelly, and this is like I say, some motherfuckers just get a pass, and I'm not saying he gets a pass for doing perverted ass shit, but it's crazy how society treats certain individuals. If you can sing, you basically you basically win, nigga. If you can say R. Kelly made some goofy ass songs that they really make no motherfucking sense. What was the other one? Sex in the Kitchen or something like that? I don't even remember how that bitch went. I only heard it a couple of times, fucking on the tomatoes and shit. But you know what I'm saying? You remind me of my Jeep. That was a jam. But if you really listen to some of these lyrics, that shit just don't be making no fucking sense. But, and then the shit, he gave you the clues what he was into, shit, when he was making them motherfuckers. So, I mean, shit, don't nobody need to act like they didn't know. Trapped in the Closet, that shit had like 50 fucking chapters. That shit started bringing in midgets and cops and all kind of off the wall ass shit. The shit had a whole fucking, that was the longest video ever. That was back when niggas was still watching DVDs too, nigga. You try to watch the first couple of chapters, that shit was on a whole DVD, nigga. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. But like I say, now, what you have now, like we talking about substance and things like that. See, back in the day, when you put something out, you had to be original. Because again, like I said, I tell you all the effort it went into making something, the money it cost to produce an album, to do things. Now, a motherfucker can hear somebody, and you know, especially with the auto tune and shit like that, they can hear somebody, they can hear an album or hear a particular sound, basically emulate it, make a similar song, and then they get on for making a similar sounding song. And again, then we talked about, like I said, you know, with the one hit wonders, it don't matter. They don't care as long as they get their little one hit and then disappear. Speaking of one hit wonders, whatever happened to the racks on racks on racks, nigga. Because racks on racks, I'm just thinking about huge songs where motherfuckers didn't catch their wave and run with it. The racks on racks on racks, nigga. That song was huge. It was terrible. Racks on racks on racks, racks on racks on racks. It fucking one hit wonder. Got the little, motherfucker jumped on for the little feature. Nigga, he was on and off. Like I say, like the shit, that nigga fell off before the song even stopped getting rotation. He was out of there. Like you never even heard from that nigga. And that's my thing. Like, and that's the crazy shit about it. Like, motherfuckers catch a wave and then just lose that bitch. But like he was also saying, like Ernest also said, about motherfuckers be older in age but not in mind, and that's the thing too. And we talk about how the mind is a powerful thing, and if what you focus on is what you're gonna get. You look at a lot of women, and this is not to just do my daily women bashing, but I'm just using this as an example. I'll find a real legitimate reason, but this is just the first thing that comes to mind, because I don't know if niggas beef in the same, like niggas beef with young niggas, but it's not about trying to compete for hoes. That's not what it is. Like women know, because I guess maybe there's a shortage of men or whatever. Like women do things and try to dress younger, be old as shit, be 40, 50 years old, and be trying to dress younger or more sexy or whatever it be to compete with these younger hoes, and they be past their prime, and again, be in the club just like a young hoes, be doing all this shit just like young hoes. And, it's just like, come on, man, you passed your prime. You need to go to the you ain't allowed in the club. No, you got to hit the hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? That's you out of there. Your club days are over. You know what I'm saying? At least go to a soiree, something sophisticated, but these motherfuckers trying to be in the club twerking and turn an ankle. You know what I'm saying? Shit, out of the game, on injured reserve. But, it's just like, it's crazy the shit that people do. But, the substance, again, like I say, is when we start looking to the youth. We look for the youth for everything. And the youth don't know anything. And that's the problem. The elderly, the older folks are the ones who've lived their life. They've accumulated the wisdom. They've had the experience. They've gone through the ups and the downs. They've actually lived life. They've seen various decades. They've seen the cycles of life, and they have the advice. And instead of turning to them or appreciating them for their wisdom, you're like, oh, you old, you don't know, this new shit. And the new shit be whack as fuck, honestly. Like, new shit is whack as fuck. But motherfuckers want to praise it because they want to stay relevant. And, it is what it is, man. You say, shit, sometimes I do just like I did my 20 Stars Dying thing with a polo shirt. But that's the thing, though. That's the thing. These young niggas may not be fucking with the starchy, because, see, here's the thing. You can't starchy skinny jeans. You ain't going to have no room. You're going to be out of there. You know what I'm saying? But like I hear, but you got to understand, forces are timeless. I still rock polo shirts from time to time. Shirts, some jeans. I ain't starchy like I used to. See, these young niggas don't know about before school standing your pants up, man, on their own. You know what I'm saying? Your pants was doing their own thing. How you jump off the bed into the pants. You don't know nothing about that. Them hoes was so starchy that I didn't like them hoes was crisp. Stay Flow. They don't even make Stay Flow anymore. Boys don't know about that, man. I ain't seen no Stay Flow in. It's been a hot minute. I want to say I seen some in my grandma, like an old bottle in my grandma's house a few years back. But boys don't know nothing about that, man. They still do? Okay. Somebody told me they stopped making it. I guess it's because niggas ain't fucking with it like they used to. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you dilute your shit right. Some niggas go all the way with it. But, you got to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to be flaky than a motherfucker. Y'all don't know about that, man. Y'all young niggas don't know about that shit. Y'all on this weird shit. Y'all want to fucking sag in some skinny jeans. Nigga, like, what kind of shit is that? You ain't getting away from nobody. Now you try to run from the laws in your it's some starch, it's go say you don't dilute, okay, you say you straight make, you say no dilution, okay. Well, you got the straight drop. But that's what I'm saying, these young niggas don't know about putting in work. They're putting in work to look good, man. So you get the shit at the Niagara. But that's what I'm saying. So you look, young niggas, you know how to iron. Look, that's what I say. We ain't worried about the hoes pressing our clothes. Shit, look, I can iron myself. I've been ironing my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be Gucci on my shit. Make sure your crease right. You know what I'm talking about? The boys ain't know about that. See, yeah, those niggas was ahead of the game. I remember when they even tried to brought the little uniform, but niggas was still starchy. Niggas had the little standard polo shirts, but niggas was still starchy in that bitch. With the faultless, man. See, look, that's what I'm saying. This is throwback shit. Boys don't know nothing about the youngsters. See, they quiet. They ain't got nothing. They don't even want to be in a conversation. They don't know about the starchy, man. They just, what are these guys talking? These old heads. These goddamn old heads. I don't know what that faultless. What Niagara Falls? What are they talking about? I don't know. Niagara water? I don't know what's going on. So that's some throwback shit, man. That's before y'all time, you know what I'm saying? But what's up, gave you power? What's the motherfucking deal, man? I gave you power, man. You start your jeans. Jaja you say I'm 20, but time is right. And it's a very good point that you make, Jaja, because what happens, especially like even with me, most people when they're young, you know, you thinking I'm young, you know, I got a lot of time. I got time to fuck off. I got time to waste. You know, I'm gonna bounce back. I'm gonna be able to do this or I can do that. But what you got to realize is you ain't got nobody got time to waste, man. You know what I'm saying? So a certified old head talk. We start saying these youngsters don't know. They don't know about that there right there, boy. Boy, let me tell you something, boy. You don't know nothing about that there, boy. Let Mr. Otis tell you something, boy. But like I say, you know, it is, you know, and it's that's nostalgia right there. Y'all don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look. That's modern history. But you don't have time to waste. You know, you may feel like, you know, I'm young. You know, I have time to do this. I have time to do that. But when you have that mind state, when you have that mind frame, you'll be surprised how quickly time will pass your ass by. And then you'll be looking like, damn, you know, it was just, you know, I was just 20. So I was just 25. I was just 30, you know. And they say, you know, you 50 and looking back at your life and wondering how the fuck shit passed by so fast or how things change so fast, you know. Okay, let me see what we got here. Did they go through? They go through? Okay, I must have had on another thing. I see somebody who tried to call in. My fault. I don't know what happened with that. But again, great. CB3 could be out a while. What's new? So again, you know, I'm beating up the mic and all that other shit. Let's say the time frame is from 25 to 35. Shit, man, shit'll jump past you quicker than that, you know? Because, I mean, because I say I look at, like, artists and things like that who I used to listen to when I was young, who may have been just, you know, slightly older than I was, a little bit older. And you're like, damn, them motherfuckers 50 now. Damn, them motherfuckers old as shit now, you know? And shit, actors, artists, shit, Denzel getting old, you know what I'm saying? And all these people that think about athletes, man. Motherfuckers getting old. Like, motherfuckers, I remember when they was in their prime, and now they old as shit. You know what I'm saying? Look at Jordan ass. Jordan ass over there, he geriatric, goddamn. And they over there slapping the young kids in the back of the head and shit, you know? Man, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you ain't had batteries. You was out of there. These young kids wouldn't know what to do. They panic if they can't find a charger. Imagine not having batteries, man. Shit. Y'all don't know the pain, okay? Say as soon as women graduate from college, they want to have kids immediately. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, a lot of them do, depending on what field they go in. And the thing is, majority of motherfuckers be going into education and shit. Not saying that there's anything wrong with education, but then you get an education, you see a bunch of kids start getting baby fever and then bow. But if you have a lot of women who, if they've gone through an era like more career minded, then they seem, you know, a little less likely to want to. But then what they end up doing is they may focus on their career the first, you know, 5-10 years that they working, and then all of a sudden they start realizing that the biological clock is ticking down, and then they want to press it. You know what I'm saying? And they want to press it, so then they desperate to find a man, desperate to have a kid, and they trying to force it, and they try to force you into a situation. That's the problem you get with, like, that's why they say the older she get without kids, the crazier she is, because, you know, once it gets to a certain age, you know, like I say, women have that biological clock. It becomes more and more dangerous to have kids the older they get. Or, you know, there's more likelihood of complications. There's more likelihood of issues and things that could happen when they have kids. And so if they haven't had them by the time, you know, they 30, 35, 33, whatever, anywhere in that little age range, any motherfucker they fucking with is they gonna be pressed. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look. You gotta be more careful. They gonna hit you with the okey doke or whatever else it may be. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, they will press you, and it's going to be a situation that's uncomfortable for you if that's not what you want. You know what I mean? So something that you got to deal with, something that you really got to think about, especially when you're dating older chicks, especially if you're younger. You know, y'all might like that MILF action. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, man, that's the memories right there, boy. Talking about putting the batteries in the freezer. Shit wasn't making shit shake. But the thing about it, like I say, is just y'all don't know nothing about hard time, player. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all got everything downloadable. You know, even when video games were more convenient, when you could just pop the fucking disc in the PlayStation and all that other shit, y'all ain't have to deal with it. Y'all motherfuckers just delete the shit. I mean, just download the shit. Niggas ain't even got to go to the store to buy the video games no more. This motherfucker just shit. This new game coming out. All right, it's downloading. I'll get that bitch in an hour. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't waiting in line in the stores no more. Ain't doing none of that shit. It's all too convenient. Y'all don't understand the difficulties we used to have to go through. You don't know what start your genes mean? No, don't even worry about it. It's not even a big deal. It's not a problem that you will have to worry about encountering in your lifetime. So don't even worry about this shit. Say, bitch, you live in an apartment with a half-star. A half-star puppy and no money in the bank. God damn. Oh man, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want, like, Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? From the original, like I say, putting quarters in that bitch to hold down the little thing because the spring be done fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Blowing in the cartridges. You know what I'm talking about? Or putting a second cartridge on top of that bitch to try to hold that hoe in place. And that bitch be the froze up screen, be all digitized and fucked up. Yeah, that was a whole set of issues in itself. Nintendo 64. My only issues that I had with 64 was the controllers. And then the motherfucking me, because them hoes would get loose, them hoes would get warped and shit, and so the fucking controller hoe be leaning to the side and shit. And then the other issue with Nintendo was just that, you know, like the graphics were better, but you used to hate it because fucking PlayStation, you know, you had more sound because it was on a CD, so they could, you know, it had better, because with the CD, I forgot what the technology was, but because on a cartridge, you couldn't really save audio like that. But on the CD, you know, so Nintendo had some old bogus ass sound. 64 had some bogus ass sound, but you would get better soundtracks and shit with the PlayStation. Fuck PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Xbox gang. Hold on a second. But like I said, you know, just everything, I think convenience has, man, Mario, look, we can go back to Super Nintendo. We can go to 64. I don't know about that new shit. I don't know about none of the new Marios, man, because I ain't never fucked with some of the newer shit. I ain't never fucked with the Switch or the Wii or none of that shit like that. So, but, oh man, look, let me tell you, let's have some throwback shit I used to have when I first moved from Beaumont. And it was back over here in the city. Fucking, I don't know if y'all remember 97.9 used to have the thunderstorm mix late at night. And that's when the radio used to go hard. Like, it used to be a time that, like, at night, the radio used to go hard. Like, they'd had a little kind of heavy rotation shit during the day. But it was, like, right around the time when people was getting ready to go to the club, when motherfuckers was getting ready, you know, start going out and shit, like, they switch it up. That's when they would really start mixing. That's when they would really have some shit on there, and it would go hard, man. And so I remember I would be recording the fucking thunderstorm mix, and you know it had a little thunder sound in there. When you heard that little thunder sound, that's when they was finna start playing some jams. They was finna start going down. And I remember fucking recording the tape and taking it back to Beaumont with one of my cousins. He was like, man, how you record them thunder sounds? And I say, man, I can't even tell you my secret, player. You know what I'm saying? I can't even let you know how I do all that. You know, talk about like, you know, you get that hoe just right. Make sure you get the little commercials out. I got good at that bitch. You know what I mean? Like act like I was doing something. I ain't doing nothing but in that fucking record button. Street Flavor with what was that nigga name? D Solo. It used to go hard. But and I'm gonna tell you when 97.9 fell off. Fuck, it was just in my head. Hold on. Don't remind me. Let me think about it, because it used to be a Sunday night show, and it was Straight from the Streets. That's what it was, Straight from the Streets. When they used to have Straight from the Streets on Sunday night, they would play all the local shit, like give a chance for the motherfucking, like the local motherfuckers to get on. That's where fucking Wanna Be a Baller first hit the radio. And I'm telling you, I was on that Wanna Be a Baller before anybody, because I heard that bitch on fucking Straight from the Streets. And then, man, I heard that first. I'm like, man, that whole jam. And I just put a book cover. Y'all don't know nothing about flipping the book covers inside out for your book covers when you had to cover your books in school. And I wrote that verse on the motherfucking book cover as they was repeating it. And then I was like, man, that whole there is a jam, man. And so I wrote that bitch down. And I was probably rapping. I was rapping that hoe every day. And niggas like, when are you rapping, nigga? And then probably about a week later, everybody was on that hoe, man. I was like, see, y'all niggas late to the bitch. Y'all niggas ain't fucking with that Straight from the Streets. But Straight from the Streets used to go hard. They used to play all that shit. Yeah, I would say, boys, don't know. Look, that's that throwback shit. I'm telling you, young bucks, you young punks, y'all don't know nothing about y'all ain't even read books no more. You got digital iPads, and y'all ain't even covering your iPads. Y'all don't even want to put an iPad cover on. Don't even want to put a cover on your phone. Goddamn, y'all don't know nothing about that book covers. That shit used to be frustrating, annoying than a bitch putting them hoes on. You know what I'm saying? Look at y'all. Look at this shit. Don't even know what a book cover. God damn. That's why this new generation ain't got no substance. Don't even got book covers. It gets worse by the minute. I'm sad. I'm upset. It just hurts my heart. Book covers, you used to have to fucking fold them hoes around the books to try to keep them hoes protected and shit. You know what I'm saying? Them hoes wasn't worth the fuck either. They was just some shit to waste a nigga time. Ragged ass books. Some shit. Fucking school need to buy some new books. That's what the fuck need to be going down. The book was already old and ragged and shit. Want you to cover that hoe. That bitch, nigga, it's got 11 names in the front of this motherfucking book. How the fuck I'm finna take a book cover, put this bitch on this shit? I gave you power. You don't even know what starch is. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm upset. I expected more from you. I figured at least you know what some starchy Archie was. You ain't even fucking with it, man. I thought you was on one. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta take care of that. But again, man, what, Scholastic? Y'all don't know about Scholastic, man. Y'all ain't on that shit right there. The book fairs, nigga be in a book fair, ain't buy shit. Might buy a book, had a fucking, remember the little sheet that used to come with all the little books they had for sale on there? You have to check off the little box or whatever, man. Y'all boys don't know about that shit, man. They had like the little knickknacks at the end of it or the back of it. Man, look. I'm telling you, but this is the thing. Like, people don't pay attention. Schools be milking the fuck out of motherfuckers for money, man. Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. They ain't finna buy shit at the fucking book fair. Go get some little, like I say, some old bogus shit. Me and that bitch be there going for the whole time. Let me tell y'all something. See, y'all don't know nothing about it. I'm finna take y'all throwback. I'm finna throw back way back on y'all. See, again, this before some of y'all youngsters' time. Boy, what y'all know about the Game Genie, man? Y'all don't know nothing about Game Genie, man. Y'all wasn't on that shit. The cheat code books used to go live, though. But y'all don't know nothing about Game Genie. See, niggas used to have to that was the original hacks. That was the original codes was the Game Genie. I mean, that's how you used to hack the game, to put all the fucking codes and shit up in that bitch. Had a game doing some old off the wall shit. This nigga Mario jump over the whole fucking level and shit. Y'all don't know nothing about that shit. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers get the manly into that shit. That's what I'm saying. There's certain codes you'll never forget, man. Hold on, let me see. What was the Mortal Kombat? Down, up, left, A, right, down. That was the blood code, I think it was. Yeah, that's he on Contra. I'm trying to think of what's the other famous code. I remember down, up, left, A, right, down was the Mortal Kombat. I think that was the blood code. But I'm trying to think it was another one too. Damn. I can't remember the other one. There's another one, man. It's just some of them things you ain't gonna forget. You'll forget motherfuckers. You'll forget all other kind of shit. But man, boys don't know about that shit, man. That's what I'm saying. These youngsters don't know about that shit, man. Again, when one day, you know, in the history books, they'll teach y'all about these things. Start your jeans is putting creases in creased up jeans. What they got to do with starch? You can have creases with no starch. I'm talking about motherfucking me, the actual starchy Archie. Let me see. I see somebody trying to call in, but I don't know if is the line tripping. Ain't letting y'all get through. Hold on. Let me see what the motherfucking problem is. I see you calling. Yeah, let me see what the problem is with the line real quick. Let me reset and refill. Okay, here we go. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the deal line this evening? Hello. Let me see. The line might be tripping. Hold on. Hello. Who we got calling in on the line this evening? Yes, it might be. Look, it might be on my end. I might have been tweaked it and twonked it. All right. My fault if it ain't go through, if it ain't acting right. I'm trying to see how y'all feel, see what y'all talking about, man. Hold on. All right. It's tripping. Try calling back if it wasn't acting right that time. Sometimes Den line do what it want to do. Shit. Too goddamn long. But yeah, they long and hot. I got hot. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the deadline this evening?
Hey, this is Ernest again, man.
Already, there we go. Ernest, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den?
Hey, that other code on that Mortal Kombat, bro, was ABACABB. On Facebook.
Yeah, you got it.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, there you go. There you got it.
Yeah.
Man, that's what's up, man. What you know about that, Ernest? Man, give me a throwback memory you got, man. We said we've been in the time machine this evening. What you got? What's on your mind?
Man, throwback memory. What you talking about? That like for a game or something? Or what?
It's just whatever. It don't even matter, man. Whatever. Because we didn't talk about the starches. We didn't talk about just whatever man, it might be.
Right. I'm gonna go along the lines we was getting on the youngster about not knowing about starch, right?
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day, bro, when you ain't had no Stay Flow, you had to use flour and water. I don't know if you know anything about that, but yeah, when we ran out of Stay Flow, you mix that flour and water just right, bruh, creases, bam. Man. You know what I'm saying?
That boy, yeah. Hey, look at Ernest. I knew Ernest. I could count on Ernest for one, man. That boy, yeah. that's a classic recipe right there, man.
Already. Yeah, I just want to throw that in there, huh?
Already, man. Appreciate that, Ernest, man. He'll holding it down, man.
All right, bro.
Already.
What's up?
That boy called in with the code. Yeah, man. Like I say, man, boys don't remember this. He said you used to throw the jeans in the freezer. Oh shit. Yeah, look, we getting on them youngsters, man. They ain't know about the starch with the crease. Them boys ain't know about the thunderstorm mix. You know what I'm saying? We had to hit them with some of that old school. Had to hit them with the old codes and shit like that. They want to know about the Scholastic Book Fair. All that good shit. So we just had to take a trip down memory lane, man. Starter jackets, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never tried to freeze the shit, man. Boys, they know about the chiseling rock. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Look, that's how we used to send messages way back. I'm fucking with you. But man, I'm telling you, look, we had to work back then. You had to put in work to the shit that y'all got that simple. We had to put in work, man. Boys don't know about that, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna make a DN album. It's gonna be a bunch of parody songs. It's gonna be called Boys Ain't Know. We're gonna take them back through the time machine. The shit y'all ain't know nothing about, man. I'm gonna give y'all some game about some shit y'all wasn't ready for, man. If we didn't lay this foundation for y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all wouldn't have this situation. But this, y'all ain't follow protocol because, like I said, you couldn't start no skinny jeans. That shit ain't finna shake. But y'all start going in the opposite direction and doing some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And y'all start fucking up the mix, man. Boys don't understand, man. The boys say virtual reality. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Virtual reality caravan. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? What is virtual reality caravan? Is it a virtual caravan? Does it only exist in virtual reality? Is it a caravan that only has virtual reality inside of it? Yeah, that's what we said, the ABAC, ABB, yeah. If we're talking about the down, up, left, A, right, down, they just dropped the Contra. You know what I'm saying? It's still, like I say, man, look, the boys don't understand. You had to memorize it. There wasn't no internet. You either had to have a book, and the old video game books used to have just like the little section of codes in the back. You get a couple of games, whatever little few games they had in that bitch, and it would tell you whatever little codes. So you might have to check, you know what I'm saying, different months and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boys, don't, man, what? Niggas used to be making some old makeshift ass ramps for the bike and shit. You know what I'm saying? Posted up on the little box, you know what I'm saying, little electric box thing. Boys, you just be on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, boys don't remember that shit. These youngsters don't know nothing about that. They don't even want to go outside, man. Talking about sun rays is cancerous and shit. The kids don't even want to play, man. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Exactly. I remember being in my grandma's house in Beaumont. That's when I used to have the most memory. That's when they used to be young, doing all kind of off the wall shit. And they had like this, because she actually kind of like out in the country. And then, like I say, she had like this fucking mound of dirt. And so I called myself finna fucking hit that hoe, man. I'm like, man, fuck it. Because, you know, it's a long ass street. I think she was off of, what was that, Rolling Road? I want to say that was Rolling, or the street that connected to it was Rolling. It was one of them streets, man. But it was before it wasn't really nobody on that street. It wasn't only but like 2 or 3 houses down the fucking way. And so, motherfucking me, I'm talking about, nigga went all the way to the end of the road, nigga. I'm talking about unnecessarily far. Nigga. It was more than enough time to get, you know, enough momentum. Nigga got tired before he done picked up momentum. Had to pick it back up and shit. Thinking I'm finna just get some real velocity on this bitch and jump this hoe. Man, I come down this bitch and motherfucking me, full speed, nigga, you know, I'm standing up on it now. Trying to get that. I hit that bitch. That hoe was at such a fucking steep angle. It was dirt, so it wasn't really a ramp. And so the way a nigga hit this hoe, I hit that bitch. That fucking bike went over me. I'm end over end, nigga. I lose the bike. I land on the motherfucking hill. Fucking bike land on my leg and shit, nigga. Out of there, nigga. I was like, shit. I was hurt for a second, got my ass back up, dusted off, and tried to do that shit again, man. But I ain't just go as fast the next time. I was just like, shit, just enough to get a little air on that bitch. So you throw the football, oh yeah, smear the queer, yeah. You throw the ball up in there, and whoever get it, yeah, everybody trying to get their ass. I remember one time fucking doing some goofy shit on that damn bike, trying to be cool, fucking ran into a tree, knocked down a fucking beehive, got my ass stung up, nigga. Nigga knocking, hell yeah. light pole. Man, that's what I'm saying, man. That's the thing, though. And the fucked up thing about it, though, and this is why I say, you know, talking about the media, talking about, you know, news and all this shit, is because nowadays, let's be realistic, it's safer nowadays than it's ever been. But because we see so much shit, because we see all these stories, because we know all this shit is going on, because the media and the news, the internet just hits you with all this information that you wouldn't have knew back then. If parents would have knew how much more dangerous it was back then, we wouldn't be doing none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Used to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be way where I used to have a partner. He used to always have fun little dog fights in the back of his house and shit. This nigga used to try to learn karate out the book and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you gotta like You can't get a black belt from the book, my nigga. You got to go like to the classes. The book only teach you a couple of moves. You're not a certified master from reading the book. Yes, allegedly. I forgot. Man, I forgot to do it this time too, because I'll go put a little warning display. You know, anything spoken, said in the den is for entertainment purposes only. Do not take these as an admission of anything ever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, motherfuckers just used to have a good old time. But but now, because the news just tries to put all that fear in you, and this is what we was talking about yesterday, you know, when I was just saying about how the fucking news, man, is bullshit. And that's why I don't watch the shit, because it hits you with a bunch of lies. They want you to be afraid. They want you to be intimidated, because they don't want you to really, you know, appreciate the freedom that you do have. It's safer now than ever. And kids don't do this shit. Kids don't go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the old little neighborhood I was in before I moved over this way, and it used to be cool. This little Mexican neighborhood I was in. Them motherfuckers used to be outside. Like, them motherfuckers used to be outside, like, playing basketball. It'd be 10 kids on one goal. Ain't no teams. These niggas just playing basketball. You know, goddamn, look, it was one of those Mexican neighborhoods. I'm not gonna say everybody was authenticated, if you will. But so they ain't know the rules, nigga. They just used to motherfucking be out there playing and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I used to be cool seeing that shit. I go stroll to the corner store or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just, because it was right around the corner. So I'm like, man, to see that shit, I'll shoot the ball with the little kids a little bit, a couple of times, and keep on by my way. Just like, man, it'd be good to see motherfuckers outside actually doing something instead of just being stuck up on the game all day. You know what I'm talking about? Man, what? And that's what I'm saying. Kids nowadays can't do that. You can't scrap, have a little fun, have a little, you know, be a little mad at each other. Motherfuckers scrap now, be mad. They gonna go find they fucking, get up in their daddy, gonna find his pistol or something, gonna become mad and wanna shoot your ass. And niggas don't understand. You take them L's and you grow from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you build stronger bonds from that shit. But motherfuckers don't do that shit no more, man. Pogo stick. I think my little cousin used to have one of them hoes. I think I fucked with that shit a couple of times. The little shit you be able to bounce on that hoe. I'll be falling off that bitch. But that's what I'm saying. Like, motherfuckers don't do none of that type of shit no more, man. And that's why I say it's a different generation. Even speaking of that, we're talking about lacking substance. You know, again, because everybody it's internet. Everything is the internet. And so motherfuckers will sit there and record your ass nowadays. Because if somebody called in and said that, and you know, that motherfucker will record you, and you know, they'll show you taking that L. And it might be that L is the one time you take that L. You might have beat this motherfucker ass 5-6 times, but that one L get on the fucking internet and everybody thinking, you know, this way or that way about you. But you know, that's why I say the internet is a funny place, man, because the internet always it'll show everybody show their highlights. Don't nobody show their lowlights. You know, don't nobody try to sit here and tell you, you know, what's really going on. Everybody want to sell you some bullshit. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with shit. I'm like, if I ain't with it, if it ain't going down like that, look, it's not like that. But motherfuckers always want to tell you I'm on top, you know, I'm winning. And that's why I say that motherfuckers can show you all this bullshit, and everybody believes that everybody else is just having this great life, having this luxurious life, and not realizing that oh man, that boy took a throwback. God damn, that boy took a throwback with the mind bender. So what y'all know about getting to Astroworld early, and then right when they open the gate, everybody take off running in that bitch, trying to be the first one to get to the ride they want to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, the Astroworld used to be the lick. Yeah, especially when you're young, you know, kind of hope, man. What? Astroworld used to go down, nigga. That used to be my shit. Kites. Man, you ain't lying about kites. I ain't seen a kite I had a couple of kites when I was younger too, but I ain't. Man, what do y'all know about them fucking? Man, let me tell you. Let me see who was fucking with it. The big fucking styrofoam airplanes. You know what I'm saying? You put the little sticker, little stickers on the side, make it look like something. You could take them hoes and chunk that bitch. Yeah, hell yeah. Nigga used to have season pass and everything. Now the one I didn't really like, I hit Waterworld maybe twice. I ain't never really fuck with Waterworld like that. But Astroworld, I used to be up in that hole faithfully. I had a homeboy, this motherfucker here. This nigga backflipped all the way down the fucking hill. Like, we was leaving that bitch. That nigga said, man, I bet you I can do a flip down this hill. I'm like, yeah, you can't. This nigga did. And the thing about this nigga was, he wasn't no little nigga. And that's the funny thing about him is you see this nigga, man, this nigga can't do no back. This nigga bust a flip on your motherfucking ass. And this nigga fucking backflip all the way fucking down the fucking hill, nigga. Like, I was like, this nigga here, I gotta get that nigga his props for that shit. I ain't even finna cartwheel on this hoe. Yeah, you already know that boy Shabim, man. Shabim was a motherfucker. Shabim was funny as shit. Shabim's still funny as shit, man. That's just one thing you'll never lose. That nigga there was funny as hell, but to knock your motherfucking block off, that shit, that nigga there funny as fuck. You know what I mean? So yeah, I used to fuck them little planes, all kind of little off the wall shit, man. Niggas you used to be able to create some shit and have fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Say to a boy got Jack Daly at Astroworld. Oh shit. Well, you never had no issues with that. Let me see. You say the Pro Speed race, the little car. I don't think so. I don't think I had one of them hoes. I got one for y'all. Here's something I remember I used to have when I was little. I don't know if motherfuckers still make them hoes, man. Y'all remember the little fucking, it was like a little mechanical or little thing, and you would cut that bitch on and it would rotate, and it was like a little fish in it. They had like a little magnet in their mouth, and then you had like a little hoe ass little fishing rod or whatever. You was like supposed to try to catch them when their little mouth would open and then it would close, and so you in there trying to catch the little fish and shit like that. I remember that shit. I don't know why I used to love them little hoes, man. That shit, I used to have the most fun fucking with that shit. Or them little fucking, them hoe ass plastic snakes that had like the little joints in it, so that bitch would look like it would fucking move and shit. Like that shit like that. You know, I'm telling you, like, it didn't take much when we was young for motherfuckers to find a way to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? It was called going fishing. Okay. Like I say, yeah, I just remember you'd be able to buy them hoes like dollar store, I think, the corner store, grocery store, some shit like that. They used to be all over the place. And you fucking cut that hoe on, that bitch would just be rotating in a little thing. You just trying to catch them hoes before they close their mouth and all that shit. Yeah. Operation. I played Operation a couple of times. I was never good at that. I ain't had the steady hands. You say you were getting beaten with the orange Hot Wheels right? Oh, damn. Yeah, Hungry Hippo was the shit. I remember the racetrack. I don't think I got beat. I got beat with a bunch of shit, but I don't think the racetrack was in the list, man. If I had to make a list of things I remember getting my ass whooped with, it would be. I don't think that would make the cut. Yeah, that's how I would look at that idea. That wouldn't. Like I said, I didn't play with. I didn't put cars and shit on that hoe. A train, man. I remember I had a train set because somebody talked about a train thing the other day, and I had a little train set, and I used to blow the little smoke and shit. But I'm not or back then I wasn't good at constructing things. My little train, that bitch I was not creative. That hoe did not do very much. I think I had that hoe going in a loop, but you could do some other shit with it. I had other pieces. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling the den this evening? Hello.
Hey, what's up, Honcho? This is Ernest again, man.
Ernest, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
Hey, I got a couple throwbacks for you. Then I'm gonna touch on the substance issue. A couple throwbacks real quick. Remember back in the days, man, that how ESG had everybody swinging and banging.
Yeah.
You know, like you know that just something that popped up, man. I remember back I was younger, man. Everybody's like Bogart the road, the gas throwback moment, and also the Dickies in the white tee, man.
Oh yeah.
Chuck Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Know? Yeah. You know, so that's just another one. But on the aspect of substance, man, society tell us, bro, like they always push materialism in so many aspects. But what they don't tell us is the most valuable thing in life is what money can't buy. Mm-hmm. And I give you two aspects of that. You know, like health, bro. Health is so valuable. But guess what? No matter how much money you got, bro, you cannot, you know what I'm saying? Like when your health diminish, you're on your deathbed, it's a wrap. No amount of money gonna save you. And another aspect, like love, bro. You know, like if you got money, and a lot of females know you got money, they'll be with you just because you got money. Yeah. But trying to find a real female that's down with you, bro, man, you ain't got two pennies to rub together. But she down with you because of you. money can't buy you that kind of female, bro. And that is very valuable, man. But anyway, that's what I got, Honcho.
Man, already, man. I appreciate the call, Ernest.
All right.
Man, and he on one with that one, man. And that's the motherfucking truth right there. Motherfucking me health and love. And that's the two things motherfuckers who get all the money in the world wish that they could buy. That's the thing that you hear from a lot of people when they get on, especially like, I've talked about like lotto winners. You talk about people who get famous. You talk about these niggas who go to the pros and shit like that. Oh shit, this nigga took it back to the cap. God damn, it's thousands of hoes in Houston who still regretting shit that they got on somebody camera from the Capitol this day and age, right here, right now. But like I say, and that's the thing that you can't. Yeah, you could do some old shit. You can get some money, have some motherfuckers do some shady shit. Or you can get that fake love. Motherfuckers love you because you own. But ultimately, again, you see these motherfuckers. You think about who is that bitch? Anna Nicole Smith, right? She got on fucking with the old ass dude. You think that had he not been that, or had he been that old but with no money, she fucking with that nigga? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Let's be realistic. And I'm sure it's a lot of other women out there like that. Had Hugh Hefner not been who he was, and I'm not saying Hugh wasn't a player, man, but if Hugh didn't have Playboy, he wasn't in the status of that he had. Do you think them hoes really fucking with Hugh like that? If they knew they wasn't getting put on one of the most prominent magazines in American culture, worldwide, period, actually? No. And so, yeah, it was love, and then maybe they grew to be fond of him and the shit that they did and the time that they enjoyed or whatever like that. But let's be realistic. It wasn't it. And then, like I said about health, think about it. Shit, you telling me if these people, like you said, on their deathbed with all these millions or billions or whatever, they could buy a few extra years? These stupid motherfuckers. If they could buy a fucking extra couple of years or whatever else it would be, that you don't think that they wouldn't buy that shit? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, it is what man. I got something. I got a question for y'all. There's some old lady that said, and I never really thought about it until she said it, and it almost kind of motherfucking me makes sense. Just maybe I had a small sample size, but when people have kids older, like when they're older in age and they have children, don't the kids come out looking older? Is that because they just got some old eggs or some old sperm and the kids just come out looking old already? But when people have their kids younger, they look more youthful. Is this a thing? If y'all ever noticed that, or is this just me and my old lady, we just tripping? Because, oh man, I declare war, fucking thumb wars and fucking Uno. No Pokemon card game. Goldfish, yeah. I remember back motherfuckers used to play. I ain't never played that shit, but I remember the motherfucking dudes in them class of white dudes used to love that fucking Magic game. I could never get into that shit. Pencil break, hell yeah. You said it's just me and my old lady tripping. I swear, man, like I feel like when people be having kids and they be older, kids, I'm not saying the baby just come out looking old automatically, but when they start to develop a little bit, them motherfuckers look a little bit older than they should, man. You know what I'm saying? See, epigenetics, you pass on all your experience from that point to your child. I believe it. I'm thinking about the shape motherfuckers be in when they had kids. You be swole, kid come out more muscular and active and shit. You had that motherfucker, you be lumpy, the kid come out lumpy. You know what I'm saying? It's hard living. Kid just had it hard. That's fucked up. So I'm just saying, remember dancing in PE? What, were you sure that was PE, my nigga? It sound like ballet or something, my nigga. What you talking about, Balin? I'm trying to figure out what you got going on over there, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, how are you this evening, Edmund?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
So I had a question.
All right, what you got?
How would you approach a situation in which you have to tell your niece or your nephew that, a tranny in this society is okay?
Yeah, I'm not approaching that situation. I'm gonna be honest. I probably wouldn't say that because I talk about the little one, and I had a conversation with her, and I tell her it's not. I say it's not normal, and I know some people are gonna get offended by that, and some people be upset in this new age that we live in. But I tell her it's not, and I'm not gonna say that it is. I'm not saying that you have to be mean to people like that. I'm not saying you have to be rude to anybody of that nature or whatever, be disrespectful, but I told her that that's a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and I don't believe anything outside of that. And so I'm not going to feel them. I'm not going to put that type of stuff in their heads, especially being somebody that they would trust as a family member or something like that. Those are the type of little memories and thoughts that stick with them. So I would not say that. I would never tell them anything like that.
Okay, and what about if your nephew or niece starts feeling like those feelings, like they start feeling like having that attraction towards that opposite sex? Would you start to get worried at that point?
If they are, you're saying like, so if it's a same sex situation or opposite sex situation, what do you as far as?
Well, yeah, the same sex. Like, let's say like the nephew has feelings towards like a boy in his classroom. Like, would you start getting worried at that point? Or would you tell him like, hey, that's not right? Or would you just continue letting him have those feelings?
I would tell him, no, Damon, that's a boy. That's not the lit. I mean, I can't tell him how to feel. I mean, if that's you, I'm gonna be honest, I probably wouldn't be fooling with my nephew like that too much more, but I wouldn't, not all bullshit aside. I mean, if it's family, you don't love family, you're just gonna have to kind of, love them from a distance or whatever. But I wouldn't try to, I try to get to, I guess, the source of the situation and try to see if there's some type of misunderstanding or what's going on in that whole thing. Cause I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one to have to deal with. So just hopefully I don't ever have to deal with that. I can't really give legitimate advice, but I would probably do my darndest to alleviate those kind of situations. I mean, I have no one on that one. Somebody say,
yeah, that makes sense.
Somebody say, are you asking for your own benefit?
No, it's just that I had a friend that told me her niece kissed some girl in her classroom, and she started getting worried that she might turn. And her niece was like barely in elementary school, and she started getting worried that she might get those feelings of possibly turning gay, at such a young age. And that's why I was asking, because like usually, especially in this society, like anything out of the norm is considered normal now. And so even something like as ridiculous as a kid turning gay at such a young age, like society would somehow, they would accept that as let the kid be who they want to be, instead of teaching them like what someone gay is actually, what a gay person actually is, because kids don't really know what it is to be gay at such a young age.
Yeah, and it's true, and it's actually. And that's what you have, like what people, and that's why I say that's the thing when we were talking about the babies and all that other stuff. Like kids do not understand that shit, because for the most part, parents don't really give children a thorough explanation of, as far as anatomy, as far as understanding feelings, as far as just understanding your own body and the way you feel about certain things. And what happens is when a person is not, they don't have proper advice or proper guidance. I'm not saying this is preventing gay or whatever, anything like that, but when they don't have a proper understanding, they think in their own mind and they'll convince themselves of certain stuff, and the mind is powerful. So what it could be, and this is what I believe, like I think now sometimes there are just certain signs that you see, you just like, well, yeah, that is what it is. But I think you get a lot of people who kind of don't understand how to deal with their own feelings and emotions, and so they start turning what may be a different feeling into a feeling of attraction or something like that. And what I'm saying is, you know, it could be just that they like something in particular about this person, and they can't quite clarify or figure it out, but in their own mind, because they don't ever talk to anybody about it, they rehash it, they reconstruct it, and they start thinking it's something else. Because we talk about grown people don't know what love is and an attraction and all this shit is. So you know sure as hell kids, especially when they're going through that developmental stages and shit, or even prior to that, don't know what it is. In the mind, like I say, being as powerful as it is, can, you know, kind of misconstrue your thoughts. And then once that shit gets solidified in your mind, is okay, this is what that is, then you're kind of going down that path. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But yeah, good luck with that. That's a tough situation. That's pretty tough right there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to personally deal with it, but I was just curious, like, if you were in that situation. So,
no.
But I mean, I want to call out Balin for spreading false rumors. I'm gonna knock his ass out. So I'm gonna record it on YouTube too. So you better watch out. All right, man.
All right, man. Well, Bailey, you better watch yourself. I'm gonna be honest. Look, Bailey low-key dipped out right before Bailey knew what was going to happen. He knew he was going to get called out. I guess you could say that Edman is not voting for Balin in the Saw Sports Pro Bowl. But here's the thing, and this is just kind of looking at that, man, and that's something I do believe, honestly, because I remember there's a story about the little kid, fucking, I want to say it happened this summer. Yeah, it happened this summer because he killed himself like at the beginning of the school year. 8, 9 years old. 8, 9 years old. What the fuck is kids knowing about suicide and stuff? Like 8, 9 years old, a kid is supposed to be happy-go-lucky, goofy, and naive. But what you have is you have these parents who basically put all this bullshit in front of kids and it infiltrates their minds. They don't take time to explain it to the kids. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Josh, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den this evening?
All right, man. But I think that society may be lacking substance just due to the fact that I feel like we got, as people in society, we have, I think we are like 100% to blame for this because the reason why it's lacking substance is because, I mean, it's entertainment. And I feel that, I guess being stupid, I guess acting crazy sells in life because when you act stupid and crazy, it brings ratings, it brings people to watch, and people like it, and we feed more into it and more into it. Now we see more and more of it, and now it's turned into a race of who can act more stupid, who could be more crazier, who could be more wilder. So we're going down a very slippery slope now, but the good thing is we're the ones that could change it.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Well, very good point, man. I agree with you on that, Josh, that we do keep continuing to get, we as a society, I'm not saying me or you or anybody individually, but as a society, we continue to consume this bullshit, this mindless entertainment, and we don't ever think about it, and we just get more of it. So I agree with you, man. That's a good one, Josh.
All right, man.
I appreciate your call. But yeah, and like I said, we continue to feed that shit. We continue to eat not eat it, and I agree with you too, Cavity. What at 8 or 9, what they know about gay, and that's the point I was trying to get into. But we do continue to consume this this bullshit. We keep getting fed this bullshit that has no substance, that has no moral value, that has no. It's not about integrity. It's not about honor. It's not about any of these things. Look at these shows that what do they preach? What are some of the biggest, most popular shows with like Scandal? I don't even know if shows still come out. I've never watched it, but like Scandals and the Empires and all this shit, the fucking shows that used to come on the soap operas, like the General Hospitals and All My Children and all that shit and all these things. Sonny's dead, and we're gonna get his money. Then next thing you know, 3 weeks later, Sonny popped back up. He ain't dead. He was trapped in a landslide and no one came to check on him. But it's all about drama and bullshit and perpetuating just like negative stuff that has no benefit for anybody. But people watch it, people feed off that shit, and they love it. So they continue to make more of it. But talking about the thing at 8 or 9, it's like, yeah, what does a kid know about being gay at 8 or 9? What do they know about feelings like that at 8 or 9? You know what I mean? And my thing is, because he had a single mom, had 2 older sisters, she looked like a bitch that watched a lot of television. And what parents don't realize half the time when they doing shit and watching shit, that the kid is watching you, because the kid is seeking and looking to you to learn. And so you watching a bunch of gay shit on TV, and I'm not saying just straight up gay shit, but you watching these gay entertainers or whatever, because you hear women, they'll say some, they'll validate the gay stuff. And I'm not knocking nobody for being gay, but what I'm saying is, like, when you have a kid, you have to explain to them what this is, because then mentally they be like, well, say your mom's sitting there watching TV all day, bunch of gay shit, or having friends or whatever, or watching only female stuff. And so your mom, you got 2 sisters, they getting nails done and they doing this and they talking about men and all this other stuff, and you're getting neglected as a little boy, but you want that motherly love because you have no father figures. You know, because the little boy starts saying he wanted to get his nails done and wanted to do all this other stuff, and then talking about one day he in the back of the car and he told her he was gay, and she was just like, I thought it was so great and I was so proud of him, and I was just like, and there's parents, like I've told you, I've heard fucking girls, no dude ever really say this, but I'm sure they're out there, but women say, I'd love to have a gay son. Well, why don't you just want to have a fucking daughter? Why would you love to have a gay son? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so she's encouraging him. He's like, I can't, he talked about he was nervous because he didn't want to go to school or something like that. And then basically she was talking, well, he decided he was going to tell everybody at school and all this other stuff, and, you know, wanted to dress and wear girl clothes and all that other stuff. And she's encouraging, yeah, that's good. That'll be great. And all right, cool. You got to understand, and I tell people this all the time, don't nobody give a fuck about your kids, okay? Like, you love your kids. Other motherfuckers ain't thinking about your kids the same way because they got their own kids, and especially kids of the same age are not giving a fuck about other little kids that they fucking feelings the way their parents feel about them. And so he went to school in the first 2 or 3 days, and them motherfuckers roasted the fuck out his ass. Little boys wasn't trying to hang out with him, wasn't trying to be around him. You know what I mean? And so they didn't want no part of that. And so he come home, and then the next thing you know, he done killed himself or whatever. So, like, one, the information that tells him, no, you can go kill yourself, meaning that she been watching, or he been in contact with some overly mature shit that he don't need no business with. And the same reason he probably familiar with all this gay stuff, because, you know, you put all this stuff in these kids' heads and they don't know nothing about it. And then, funny little story, because the little one the other day got in trouble because she called somebody gay. But the thing about it was, she don't know what the fuck she was talking about. She repeating some shit she be hearing from these other kids. Because, like I say, when it comes to that, I'm super cautious and strict about the conversation. Even if mama starts saying something, you know, wait, we need this thing. It's time to have this conversation, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because he's real naive. There's a lot of shit she don't know, and it's levels to the shit she need to learn before she get there. And so one of those things being, so like I say, you know, and I talked to her about it. So what was happening, basically all the other little kids was calling a bunch of stuff gay, and they started saying animals were gay and this was gay and that was gay. Anybody who loves animals are gay or somebody, like, and they didn't know what the fuck they was talking about, just saying some stupid ass shit. And what she does from time to time is get overly excited and be talking all loud. And so her ass ended up getting in trouble because she called one of her little friends gay or something. You're gay or something like that, but in a playful way. But she got, I guess, the little lunchroom monitor or whatever, some dude, he was probably gay. That's probably why he got mad and told on her ass. And so she got in trouble for the shit. But, you know, we just talked about it. It wasn't no major deal. But, you know, like I said, I found that shit super fucking funny because kids really don't be knowing what the fuck that shit is. You know, they in this world, they trying to learn too, but what happens is you have a lot of these parents, and what happens with a lot of these kids too is their parents let them watch and see all kind of dumb, stupid shit. They go to school and try to figure it out with their other little friends. They don't know, none of them know what the fuck they talking about. They spreading misinformation. And, you know, kids look to each other for shit, and like grown-ups look to each other for shit, and it's just, it all comes out skewed up, and they fucking don't know what the fuck is really going on. And so, again, it's craziness. You say, what about when the father's absent and the mother bashes the dad in front of him? Imagine what that does to a kid. Yeah. You know, you imagine you love your mom, you know, and she always talking about men ain't shit and your daddy ain't shit and this ain't shit and that ain't shit. And you're like, well, I'm a man. Well, I'm a male. Maybe I need to start acting more like a woman because, you know, blah, 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 blah. And she, you know, especially with this new age of feminism and everything else, you know, well, so the den's over. Heidi's here. It's time for us to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. But seriously though, you know, and you got all this bash. So what does that do to a child's mind? It makes them think a particular kind of way. It makes them feel like, you know, I was born the wrong way. I was born fucked up. I was born, you know, I shouldn't be this, so I need to act like this. And again, like I say, there's a lot of people don't realize, you know, they think that you can just say something, do anything. The kid doesn't understand. Oh, it's just a kid. He don't understand. He'll get it. Yeah, he may not understand, but you know what he's going to do? He's going to try to formulate thoughts in his mind to try to comprehend, to try to figure stuff out, because they're soaking everything up at that age and they're trying to figure everything out. And if you're not giving them proper explanation, if you're not saying, okay, hey, this is what this means, this is what's going on, this is what, you know, we're talking about, and giving them context and giving them understanding, again, they're going to let this stuff marinate in their mind. They're going to try to figure out their own understanding. And a lot of time is going to be skewed, and they're going to react to these things, these feelings that they create, and they're going to misinterpret things. And so I think when you don't take the proper time, and I'm not saying just talking to them is going to prevent them from being gay or anything like that, but what I'm saying is that you need to give these children better understanding about stuff. You said it seemed weird, it was long, but you understand it. All I had to say is, hey, ladies, we know you're coming to college. You need to dress like nuns. Don't be out after 9 o'clock. And don't wear low revealing cleavage or you asked for it. There, orientation over. Don't act like cum dumpsters or cum buckets. Nah, but seriously, you know, I mean, you niggas gotta learn how to control themselves too. But see, what you have too is you got a lot of motherfuckers, they're whack, dog, and like they have no real way with women, so they have to do some old overly off the wall shit and take advantage of shit. And fucking, and so when they see a bitch super drunk and super sloppy, they gonna try to take advantage of the bitch. I'm not with that shit, dog. Like, look, I'm trying to have some mutual interaction here. Like, if I'm smashing a broad, though, I need to. She gonna know that she getting smashed though, willingly. Cause trust me, I ain't trying to hump on no dead body, little limp ass. Be like, I don't see how motherfuckers can do no shit like that. That shit is so fucking whack, dog. Like, that's insulting to my manhood. I'm not with it. I'm like, I couldn't do it though. But you know, I guess some folks, it is what it is. Why, thank you. Now I remember that. What it was something. The first time I heard a saying, and I didn't tell y'all that story in the Mixer crew last night. But we'll get some Mixer action here because it's almost about that time. Get ready to wind it down. Plus I'm gonna have to charge up the den line here in a second. But we'll get some Mixer action. We'll talk some shit here. I should be getting closer to finishing up this damn Grand Theft Horse, and we just talk some shit in the Mixer tonight. But tell y'all some more about that story about the candy deliverer. It was another Mixer story I was supposed to tell too. It's a couple of things. So you got to be on your Me Too stuff. Someone might be looking, man. Fuck all that, motherfucking Me Too. There ain't no Me Too's on me. Like I told y'all, like the one incident where a motherfucker tried to falsely accuse me. Trust me, there was witnesses there. They know better than that. Raw's mad because she thought it was gonna be something that it wasn't. Come on, man. Ain't no way, broski. Not gonna happen, bud. I'm still finishing the story. I ain't been fucking with the online. I need to check it out so I can get my gold bars, but I ain't really been fucking with the online like that. I think I'm a griefer. They were talking about, you know, they were gonna start implementing some new measures to stop griefers and shit. Cause I came on a bitch, I would just start shooting people. I don't trust nobody. I ain't got no gang. I just got on that bitch, start shooting a bunch of people because I thought they was gonna shoot me first. So fuck it, shoot a bunch of people, run off, get a couple of missions, run away. But like I say, you know, my deal is that. That's one thing. Like, you ever hear motherfuckers say, Honcho did this? I can guarantee you that's a lie. Ain't no pussy good enough in the world for me to take it. None. So, but the only, like I say, but with this new wave of feminism and what they try to say fucking shit is like, oh, well, if you know, even if you were consenting to it, you know, if you felt bad about it the next day or at any time, then it was rape. Like, and when you playing that kind of game with people's lives, like that's where I say, you know, we draw the line. Harvey did that shit. You know, Harvey did that shit. But at the same time, you know, it's there's two sides to a story, and at the same time, you have to You have to protect yourself at all. Like I say, like I said in the fucking boxing ring, protect yourself at all times. And I'm not saying it's their fault, but at the same time, you got to be more rational about the decisions you put them in. It's not like you picked the bitches up and put them in the hotel room and did all that, like literally physically picked them up. I mean, you might have had somebody pick them up, who knows. But what I'm saying is that you protect yourself at all times. And so don't get yourself put into a situation. And that's what I say when you talk to old school broads, and they'll say, man, we knew better than to be out at a certain time or to be alone with men and, doing it. They wouldn't put themselves in those situations. That's like me saying, well, I know this is a racist part of town where they have Ku Klux Klan meetings, but I'm going to go over here because I can. I have the freedom to do so. Yeah, I got the freedom to fucking do so. But then I can't cry about it if an incident happens where it was racist and they tried to drag me or they tried to burn a cross on me. So I'm like, man, shit. You know what I mean? Look, shit. You know where you're at when you're doing certain things, and you got to be smart about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Pence GOG, triple OG. I ain't see the whole thing, but when what was it, Pelosi and Trump were arguing, they said he was just sitting there chilling. Talking about you can do your Kegels when nobody's looking. But yeah, man, and that's what I'm saying. But I think now, because with this new wave, and again, like I say, people get influenced by the shit they see on TV. You got to protect yourself. Yeah, I think I'm bullshitting. I'm telling y'all, I'm cool. Like I'm 100%. I'm Gucci. I'm in a relationship. I'm happy. I'm cool with all that. But if anything was to ever go wrong, what I'm telling you, y'all think the first thing I ain't doing is printing up a stack of fucking sex waivers. Well, we can do this. No, you consented to this. All right, go ahead and check that box here. Let me go ahead and stamp that. Let me get a picture of your ID. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I'm joking. I'm dead fucking serious. There ain't gonna be no random hookups. Okay, I need 3 references. All right, thank you. And all that type of shit. I'm finna get all that shit look on camera as we record. Make sure I got it recording. I'll go ahead and sign that. And your name is, okay, can you hold your ID right there by your face? All right, thank you. Now remove your ID because you're about to get blasted. But, like I said, you just got to be cautious, man. You got to protect yourself as a dude. You got to protect yourself as a woman because you don't know what type of people you're dealing with, man. It's a lot of shady motherfuckers on this planet. But what I am about to say is I appreciate all of y'all. We didn't went hard for almost 2 hours. 2 hours of I gave you power. But we're going to get ready to wrap it up. I'm going to be on the mixer. I'll be in the mixer probably about 10 minutes or so. Got to put the charger up and all that other stuff. Say if you broke, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Shit, broke niggas getting me too. Motherfuckers, they just waiting. See, what happened is if you are broke, you can't get on. Like if you broke and you fucked a lot of hoes, don't ever get rich. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get rich, then them motherfuckers gonna wait till you get on and then meet to your ass. Cause you see how motherfuckers, when they start coming up, when motherfuckers start having good shit start happening, that's when motherfuckers go, well, he raped me. He raped me 36 years ago. Motherfucker be like, well, don't even know your fucking name. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look, if you ever come up, if you was fucking a lot of hoes and you was broke and you come up, you gonna have to like get a name change, some facial reconstructive surgery, and a bunch of other shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is protect yourself at all times, people. Appreciate all y'all for coming through the den. Yeah, hit that like button on your exit. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the mixer for a little bit before I tap out. And until then, no Kenneth tonight, so I'll politely escort y'all out the den. Good evening.